it's your girl Meesh. Welcome to another episode of Love Meesh, where I share my thoughts, opinions, and ramblings, and sometimes I'll have guests over, but no subject is off limits. It's a billion people in the world, and I'm one of them. So welcome to my world. Let the conversation begin. Hey loves, it has been a hot minute. A hot minute. I was supposed to upload a different podcast, but that didn't work out, so I'm going to just continue on with my regular schedule and do my own, and whenever me and my guests can do the recording and edit and stuff, then you'll be hearing that one shortly. So, I took a class in Basic Astrology 101 with my teacher, Charita. And I passed. I was so very happy that I passed this class, and I learned so very much. I do want to thank her because she took the time out to learn the skill for herself. She didn't decide to keep it. She decided to turn around, make screenshots and notes, and hold a class for freaking free and to help us. Now, I'm pretty sure she's a serial entrepreneur. She'll start to charge in the future, but I really do appreciate her for taking the time to teach us. I feel that we are all students in this place called Earth, life. I feel that once we learn certain things, then we become teachers. I also feel like once we master certain things to a certain extent, because I don't think you'll ever learn it all, but once you master or go through something so much, you pretty much know all the cliff notes. I think then you could become the teacher. So you can assist the teacher and overlook the student at the same time. So I wanted to do this podcast on what I learned, Basic Astrology 101. I also wanted to let you all know that I, along with my sister, have a website on Instagram called l.m.publishing because I want to learn, research, and share my stuff with the world, whether it's free or charge. And within that, I started a blog. So I feel like with podcasts, people like to do different things. Some people like to look at TV, so I am going to start doing YouTube. They're visual. People like to hear when they want to do multiple things, which is my favorite. I can wash dishes, I can fold clothes, and I can have my podcast playing in the background. And some people like to read. My LM Publishing is my most followed Instagram. There are so many readers in the world. And so I want to make sure that I transpose my podcast into blog versions where people can read as well. So if you are interested, you are more than welcome to check out my Instagram page along with my lovely sister, Nitra_darling. And so I told you the Instagram, and then the web page is lovemishpublishing.wixsite.com/website-1. So lovemishpublishing.wixsite.com/website-1. And if you go to my Instagram, you'll be able to click on the link if you can't remember that. So I only put one blog up there, but I'm going to start blogging a lot more. As I learn, there's so many things that I'm learning and sharing, and I'm just really excited to be creating. I think God is a creator. He created us. We are children of God, so we're creators as well. And going to someone's job every day for 8 hours is not using your creative talents. Unless you are in a position, there are some positions where you are making things for that particular company, but don't forget there's something inside of your soul, inside of your spirit, inside of your being that you're supposed to be doing as well. So don't forget, we all are supposed to be creating, drawing, making movies, Instagram, Facebook, books, YouTube, reading, learning, sharing, making stuff, inventions. Like, we all are supposed to be creating. And I think we just get sidetracked, we get comfortable, we forget. And then sometimes that's why people are unhappy. You aren't unhappy because of your job. You aren't unhappy because you're not in a relationship. You aren't unhappy because of any of those things. And sometimes it has nothing to even do with religion. Some people try to put religion in that hole. You aren't using your talents. That is a part of you. So I don't want to go too far that way. I definitely want to start on the podcast. So yes, Basic Astrology 101. I'll break this one up into sections, like my best friend, shout out to Mary. She breaks hers up into sections. And I think that's more convenient because you can, on anchor.fm, you can click on the section that you want to hear. But on the other ones, you kind of have to hear it all through or skip forward. So let's begin. I'm a quote. Okay, so I am a quote fanatic. I love quotes. One of the books that I'm going to publish is just full of quotes that have changed my life or challenged me or provoked a new way of thinking. And I have like over 50,000 pictures in my phone, and I'm pretty sure most of them are quotes. I don't think I have that many selfies or family pictures or memories. I believe that most of them are quotes. So it wouldn't be right to start this podcast without quotes. So the first one is, as above, so below. As within, so without. As the universe, so the soul. And that's by Hermes. Lord, I'm not an English major. Let me see if I can say this right. Trismegistus. So if you go on the blog, you'll be able to see and, see how that's supposed to be spelled, said, whatever. When I think of this quote, it's just true. There's no lie in that. Do you all know that we are made of, I want to say like 90% galaxy elements? Like, if we have not been to these planets and stuff like that, how is our body composed of the same elements of those planets? As above, outer space, so below us right here on Earth. Same thing with as within, without. Do you know that the same way that we give birth, it's the same way that trees, animals, plants, we all kind of do the same thing. So as within, so without. We just can't get away from it. It is all, I honestly feel like everything mimics everything. Just like you might be able to draw, your mom might not be able to draw, but your dad draws. So how did you get that? It's in the DNA. So from creator on down, I feel like a part of everything that God created has his DNA, which means that at the end of the day, we all kind of have the same DNA at some, or different variations of it. It just starts to blow your mind the more and more you think about it. As the universe, so the soul. Okay, so as we begin to talk about astrology and the zodiac wheel, I saw a picture of a man in a fetal position, like curled up like a baby. And sorry, I'm cooking, almost burning my noodles. And on each of the zodiac signs, it related to different parts of the body. And I haven't done that part yet, so we're not going to go over that on this episode. But the more I learn, I'm going to continue to post and share. But does that not, as the universe, so the soul, really? All right, so my next quote is, without exact knowledge of the signs, one cannot attain to any exactness in natural magic, in gathering herbs, or perfecting many other rarities. By William Lilly. When I break that down, to me, I feel like he's trying to say if you don't have knowledge of the signs, then how can you gain knowledge of magic, of herbs, and basically anything else? So again, that goes back to as above, so below, as within, so without, as the universe, so the soul. We're like, I put on my page a quote, and I want to read it because I think it will bring everything together. Okay, so it's loading right now. I put disclaimer. Hi, I'm Love Meesh, and I'm a student of life. Although I love sharing what I learn, you must do your own research. Cross-check and double-check, and take what resonates with you and leave what doesn't. Yes, we are responsible for what we put out, and at different points in our life, we may feel one thing to be true, and with growth and greater perspective and perception, it may change. Nothing is set in stone. Change is inevitable. I am a student first, teacher second, and principal third. As I learn, I share. As I share, I teach. As I teach, I master. I think we need to learn various subjects in life because they are steps, and with each step, we build a staircase. The staircase leads to a door of greater understanding, knowledge, and wisdom. The door of source, creator, universe, and home. So, although I'm sharing this, it's best to compile. Like, I use OneNote. I have so many subjects that I'm researching, and as I learn, I'm going to share, and that's how I'm going to do my blog and my books, etc. But I feel like we all should do this. I think that was my number one pet peeve with church. This pastor studies his ass off, excuse my French, all week to give you a 30-minute message. And you can barely sit there 30 minutes because you're ready to go. Now, he has files and files and files of all the things that he's learned, and he's trying to compile that into a 30-second speech. And you only got maybe 25 minutes of it, or 20 because you left, and you're not going home and doing research and making your own OneNote, doing your own thing like him to back it up. So I feel like everyone always says, oh, when I die and I meet Creator, what if I was wrong? You would be wrong and you would be accountable. And I feel like Creator would look you in your eyes and say, so you mean to tell me you went to church and you listened to him and you want to blame him, but not once did you go home and cross-check? In order to cross-check, you have to look up different references. And I know everybody isn't the same, but I never looked outside of Christianity. When I was in world history, world religion, I was freaking out because I only wanted to read about Christianity. But how in the world can I do that and I don't even know? You know what I mean? Like, how can I say Buddha is wrong? It's a false religion and I have no idea about it. That pastor went to school for that. And he probably believes a lot of those different things, and he's able to because he did that research. You only know what he's telling you on his sermon. And I never, ever heard a pastor mention other religions. Not in Christianity churches that I've been to. They never mention other religions. They stay within that one religion, although they have researched many. I think they should give the conversation... I think they should give the congregation that same opportunity to research other religions, not to come up with a conclusion because you're going to believe what you're going to believe. And I feel like the path is the path for us. When Creator chose your parents, he knew what religion they were going to be, and he knew what you were going to be in. Like, so there's no way that I can believe, oh no, you're in the wrong religion. When you put us here, did not you create us? So if we were just supposed to be in one religion, wouldn't you have made sure all of us was in one religion And I know God gave us choice, but you got power at the end of the day too. And you can't tell me if you got power, you're not going to kind of use that power to your advantage, whether you have choice or not. It just doesn't make sense to me. So, as I was mentioning, as I'm learning, I'm using my OneNote. I'm making my different tabs and notebooks within there to research, and I'm going to share them. And my knowledge base is going to change. For example, before I became veganish, and I'll explain that in a minute, I used to love some chicken wings. I used to love chicken Alfredo. I used to love me a crab boil. Okay? And I would promote that. Yeah, we're gonna have a crab boil. Yeah, fettuccine. Like, I love. That's where I was at that moment in time. Was I a liar? No. Was I wrong? No. I was telling my truth at that moment in time. Okay? So fast forward, saw a little bit of documentaries, started to, dig and research on the spiritual journey. I was like, And God gave us choice. And with choice, we need to be making right choices. We don't need to get on the cancer bed and say, oh, Lord, heal me. When this whole, however many years of life, you've been putting these chemicals in your body that's giving you cancer. I don't know if I would be okay with healing you if I was God. Like, are you kidding me? That's like somebody taking a shot of bleach saying, save me, save me, save me. Who the... Okay, bring it back in. And I was mad at myself because parents didn't teach me this. The school didn't teach me this. Nobody taught me this. I'm supposed to be going on a spiritual journey, and I'm finding out about food and health choices. So, okay, I started slow. I didn't want to be too drastic. You gotta start slow and work your body up. Well, for me anyway. If it's going to work for me, I can't do it overnight. I have to do it gradually. So, I went pescatarian. So that means drop the red meat. The only thing you eat is seafood. You can still do your eggs. You can still do your cheese. Just leave the meat alone. So that's what I would promote. Yeah, I'm a pescatarian, fish, yada, yada, yada. Then I saw another documentary. And it was like, they farm the fish the same way they farm the animals. And they're feeding them unnatural. Do you know, when I learn stuff, it disgusts me. It disgusts my stomach. That's why I'm not able to eat this stuff, y'all. You have to learn and educate yourself so much it's in your mind and you can't go back even if you wanted to. So, do you know salmon is gray? They dyed pink. What the fuck are you feeding that shit to be gray? Last time I checked, when you cut open everything, it's pink flesh inside, except for plants, okay? Don't be smart. So how can you cut a salmon open and it's gray? What are you doing? What are you feeding it? Hell no for 500, Alex. So then I changed. Was I a liar? No. At that moment in time, I felt like that was the right, choice, and I stood in that truth. So then I changed. Now I'm no longer pescatarian. I am vegetarian. So no fish, no meat, fruits, vegetables, bread, still do the eggs and cheese. Okay, great. So I'm promoting that. Again, with more research, saw how a chicken should only lay, and I'm not a facts person, but I guarantee you guys can go look this stuff up, because I'm not just pulling it out of my ass. A regular chicken lays about, let's say 30 eggs. They don't need to be populating that much, you guys. We have them on a system to where they're laying 100. That's like saying, on average, a woman can have, I'll say 6, because my grandma had 6 kids. And I know her grandma probably had more kids than that. But, I'm saying average for these times, 5 kids. But you don't ramp the system up to where she's birthing 100. Are you kidding me? How the hell? She wore out, her insides wore out, she tired, she probably about to die, them babies ain't healthy, you know what I mean? And we finna eat that? No thanks. Then I saw, when they have the damn eggs, this is so hurtful to me, and then it starts to affect. So first it affect my stomach. I'm not gonna eat no gray ass salmon. Then it affect my heartstrings. Like, I saw a cow cry. Oh my God, these animals. I don't have dogs and cats, stuff like that, so I don't know if they cry. I wouldn't know that. The freaking cow cries. It smells the blood and death as it's coming to the slaughterhouse. Reminds me of the Holocaust. I don't see how people cannot relate the two. I didn't like the Jews being, killed the same way I didn't like slavery's being killed. The same way I wouldn't like just a regular ass white person being killed. Murder is murder to me. I wouldn't want it on anyone. And that's the same with the animals. So you take it off the humans and you put it on the animals? Like, no, that's still not okay. So, let me get back to the eggs because I'll get on another topic so fast. When the chick is born, if it's a male, it goes straight down the grinder. Now, I had to pause because I don't think you heard me. When the damn chick is born, and it's not a female because we need our eggs, right? How selfish of us. We need our eggs. It goes straight down the grinder. They be your chicken nuggets. Your famous McDonald's chicken nuggets. And I remember eating chicken nuggets, and there be little bits and pieces in your mouth that you got to pull out. Yeah, that's the beak. Beak, bristle, muscle, eyeball, everything else. Like, we're just disgusting. I just became disgusted with myself. Disgusted with humanity. Just in disgust. And then I got upset with my parents, grandparents. Then I had to realize it's okay. At some point you're surviving. But after you get past survivor mode, God did give us a brain. There's better ways to do things. So yes, we have to eat. But there's better ways that we could be eating. And I'm never going to be okay with how we have decided to do that. It's not okay to persecute these animals. And they don't have lawyers or courts to go to. So we just gonna keep doing it until we stand up for them. And I haven't started yet, but I wanna join like groups where they go save the animals. And even if I go to jail, like that's where I'm at. I definitely wanna really stand up for what I believe in. I wanna start buying the shirts that say, animals are friends. Like, I've been on this journey. The end of this year will be 3 years for me. And my family is even starting to change. So yeah, they was laughing at me at first and whatever, I like my meat. But little by little, they're changing. So that's how life is. You know what I mean? People don't understand you. They don't want to change. All this other stuff, that is okay. Just, sometimes it takes time. Just keep doing you. And you'll start to see them change. They'll start to change with you. Because, facts don't lie, but they ain't gonna look at the facts. They're gonna look at you and see if you lie. Because if you don't believe in what you're saying, then why the hell would I? You know what I mean? It just makes a lot of sense. You're not even doing what you say you believe in. So don't even come over here trying to say it makes sense. But one of my spiritual Instagram aunties, Anj, she made a really good post. And I know this has nothing to do with astrology, but I just have to share it with you all. I really do. And we're going to get back onto our astrology. So here it go. I'm going to do another. It's not for you to do. Okay, I got to start it over. Together, I'm gonna do another grocery list. I'm having trouble getting my family to transition to a vegan lifestyle. That's not for you to do. Leave them alone. Let them eat what the fuck they want to eat, kid. Your job is not to transition nobody. Your job is to live a lifestyle of so much authenticity that people want to do what you're doing because they like your results. Not for you to try to convince anybody to do anything. Please consider that. If they want to eat a steak in your face, be disciplined enough to not even fuck around and want a little piece of it, and let them do what they do. Let them do what they do. You live your life in such a way that they want some of what you got. Because people try to say things like, well, I'm having such a difficult time getting my family to transition to a meatless lifestyle. So, we just kind of gave up on. No, you gave up on it. You gave up on it. Together, I'm going to do another grocery list. I'm having trouble getting. Wasn't that good? Like, so that's where I'm at. Like, I was so hard on my family and friends. I'm sorry, y'all. Like, what the fuck? I'm tired of people dying. I don't want to bury nobody. I ain't going to no funeral. Don't ask me to come to the hospital. You know why you got cancer. You go to the hospital. They tell you how to treat the cancer, but they don't never tell you where it came from. They always want to talk about hereditary and stuff like that, and never tell you that this food can heal you by eating the right. There is a herb out there for every organ in your body. And you know what? Even though we know this now, it's almost too late. Do you know a lot of the fruits and vegetables are not, they have genetically changed them to where they may not have seeds anymore? So we gonna always have to, be at they every beck and hands to eat. That's complete control. You can't even grow food by yourself. That means they guaranteed to have money forever. Whoever decided to do that was a genius. A genius. And then I don't want nothing. Everything in nature is supposed to reproduce. I don't want something that's not going to reproduce. Like, you can eat you could be eating on a cucumber and save it in and put it in the ground and grow. My best friend got a beautiful garden. I can't wait to start mine. I got a rosemary. I just put an avocado in there and it's growing beautifully. And my neighbor, before she moved, she gave me one of her plants. And it's a weird plant. It's like rubbery. And it really don't take much maintenance. It just kind of does its thing. And so I have 3 plants now. Well, I want to have, y'all remember Baby Boy at the end? Jody Mama had her garden. She didn't need much land, but she had a lot of food. Y'all remember? So I even think they be trying to tell us stuff even in the movie if we just pay attention. But no, we skipped right over that and was looking into the drama that they was going through. But let me get back to the point of astrology. So I'm gonna break this down into bits and pieces because these podcasts can be really long and I don't really want them to be long. I know you guys have stuff to do. So if you break them down into smaller parts, you can pick up on them here and there. So, and again, this is on my blog post. And again, shout out to Charita. Thank you so very much. So I wanted to start out with ancient Samaria. So the history of astrology began in ancient Samaria, which is modern day Iraq. It is the Sumerians who studied, observed, and tackled the planets and defined the nature of bodies in the solar system. The ancient Sumerian civilization predates ancient Kemet, China, and India by more than 2,000 years. The Sumerians taught Lemurian astrology. The Lemurians taught Cometians, and the Cometians taught the Babylonian, and the Babylonians taught the Platonian, and so on to what we have today. So whenever you research, people normally try to go all the way back, as far back as they can go to the beginning. Because even when you play telephone, I got a new job. By the time they get to the end, they probably say I'm fired. And that had nothing to do with how you started. Anything is like that. Just people add on their own little bits and pieces. Things get lost. Things can't be translated. Who knows? People might just want to maliciously change it. So it's best to kind of try to go back to the beginning to see how similar it is to what you feel now or how much it has changed. And thankfully, a lot of this stuff was saved so that we could do that. Oh my freaking God. Now, I hadn't even read this, but look, y'all, I've read it before in her class, but I'm not reading it word for word as I'm doing my podcast. So look at this. Just like the game of telephone, by the time information trickles down and around, it changes many times. Are you freaking kidding me? That is awesome. I might be more of a teacher than I thought. My daddy right. I sure didn't want to be no teacher. Nah, that ain't for me. But it just comes so natural. Okay. So I'm back reading. The Sumerians did not just study the planets, but they were known to work with the bright stars, often viewing them as more important than planets. The Sumerians also created the first calendar using the phases of the moon. The Sumerians were known to write in parables. We are familiar with parables in the Christian world. All right. So was Jesus really telling parables, or was he telling us about astrology inside of those parables? Come on now. Alrighty. So the Sumerian zodiacs. So they actually had different names, and this is what I learned because I didn't know that. So we are familiar with the Aries, which is the ram, but in the Sumerian language, it was Kamal, and they call it the field dweller. So do you see how much that has changed? We call it the ram, they call it the field dweller. It's almost the same, but it literally changed. Okay, and then you have Taurus, the bull. Okay, in the Sumerian language, it was Gu-an-na, which is heavenly bull. So that one, we drop heavenly. We might need to keep that on there, heavenly. The next one is Gemini, the twins. So that one stayed the same, Mashtaba, twins. Then we have Cancer, the crab, which was in Sumerian dub, the pincher tongs. So, I get it. Tongs, pinch, crab. But again, it still changed. And then we have Leo, the lion. In Sumerian, that was Gula, which was still lion. So that stayed the same. Then we have Virgo, the maiden. And in Sumerian, it was Absin. Her father was Sin. Now, I have been writing, I found Sumerians have listed gods, and gods create the humans. So I remember my cousin asked me one time, and I was so heavy into religion, I bought all my cousins' Bibles for their birthday. Like, that's kind of the role I was playing. But she stumped me every time she asked, like, I do believe in religion, cousin too, but who is God's mom and dad and this and that and the other? I'm like, child, you find out when we get to heaven. We don't know. We do know, but I wouldn't widen my horizon to go find the answers, because the answers are here. The answers that we know are here. Even if we don't have all the answers, why not get all the answers that are available? So, thanks to research, even this particular class, thank you so very much, Charita, had me to go dig more. Okay, so what is it about this Sumerian culture, this, that, other? And that's when I found the other gods. And I want to go over those because it's so interesting. Like, they have stories and drama just like us, and I'm pretty sure it keeps going up and up and up and up and up and up and up. Like, how far away are we from Source Creator? Probably further than we can even imagine. Okay, so that just it reminded me of that because it said her father was Sin. And one of the names that I was reading was Sin. Like, they had simple names like An, Anu, Lil. Like, very, very simple names. And I remember seeing Sin. So I'm gonna do another podcast on that. So the next one, the scales of Libra. If you know a Libra, you are so very lucky because we are like the best sign ever. I'm pretty sure we got our flaws, but we definitely try to maintain peace and see two sides of everything. And people might call us liars because of that. We're not lying. I understand both sides, and this has nothing to do with me, so I can agree with both sides. You got to choose a side because you feel like the other person is wrong, but I digress. So the scales of Libra in the Sumerian language was Ziba-abna, heavenly fate. It got hot. So that reminds me, I'm watching a show called America Gods, and again, that story relates to what I learned in this class. Charita, thank you so much. When I was researching the gods are listed in the freaking show. Okay, so they are watered down because, they had to give them different stories and stuff to put on TV. But it shows you that they have drama just like us. So I'm so grateful for whoever made that show. And talking about the scales of Libra, heavenly fate, when one of the ladies died in the show, she went to, Egypt with the pyramids in the desert somewhere. And one of the gods, I think it was one of the Egyptian gods, had the scale, and he took out her heart, put it on the scale, and put a feather on the scale. And if her heart was not as light as a feather, she would have a bad destiny. So, like, wow. We around here saying the scales, and it's supposed to be heavenly fate. I think I like that better. I want to research that a little bit more, because that, I would not think of scales heavenly fate. That does not remind me anything of a scale. I guess fate would, because if your heart is heavier than the feather, that will be your fate. But I don't know. So far, Taurus had heavenly bull and we had heavenly fate. I think it's something about that. Next one is the Scorpio. That one was Gertab, which claws and cuts. So again, that one was, it's similar. That's what Scorpios do. A scorpion. The next one is Sagittarius, the archer. And they called it Pabil, the defender. So, again, they're not too far off. You got an archer, you must be fighting, you must be protecting something. So, not too far off. Then we have the Capricorn goatfish. And in Sumerian, it was Suhermash. So, that one wasn't too far off. Goatfish versus the fish. Then we have the Aquarius, the water bearer, is what we know it as. In Sumerian, it was Gu, Lord of the Waters. So I think we kind of watered that one down. You went from Lord of the Waters to just water barrier. It had a more prestigious name to it. And then we have Pisces. Oh, wait, let me go back. Capricorn goatfish. Supposed to be the goat, but they put goldfish. And then we have Pisces, which are the two fishes that I remember. And in Sumerian, it was Sama, which is fishes. So that one pretty much stayed the same. So that was just going over the Sumerian versus the modern day zodiac names. Okay, so now that you know what they are placed on a wheel. And the wheel has 12 spaces for the 12 zodiacs. So it says the astrology wheel is a map. It's a snapshot of the planets in their exact position at the exact time and place of your birth. If you were to stand at the exact position of your birth at the exact time of your birth and could see the space, you would see the planets as they are in your own astrological wheel. It can provide insight into the past, present, and future. Okay, birth chart. You can go to astrologycafe.com, I believe, and you have to know your first name, your last name, and your time of birth. You have to go look at your birth certificate. You can do 12 noon, but for it to give you more details and to be exact, you need to know your date of birth. I did it the first time because I asked my mom what time was I born. She gave me a different time. When I looked at my birth certificate, it was different. So I had a reading based on the wrong time. I had to go back again and get it on the right, do it again with the right time. So it's going to change with the time. So you just want to make sure it's as accurate as possible so that you can get accurate readings for your past, present, and future. And when I tell you that thing is spot on, and you know what? Maybe I should do that. Maybe I should go over my chart because I don't mind sharing with the world. It is what it is. I do think maybe we can change it because we do have choice. But so far, it's right on. And this was before I even printed this stuff out. And so it's not like I'm reading trying to live up to it. This stuff has already happened. So it just blows your mind. And you can do it for your kids and everything. And there's different kinds. This is just this kind. I'm pretty sure there's Chinese astrology. There's all different kinds. This is the first one that I started to research. But for example, in my chart, it was saying you do not want a marriage like your parents. And I was shocked because I admire them. I love my dad. I would love to meet someone just like my dad. You know what I mean? Hard worker, caring, family man. Adores my mom. She's like the freaking queen. Like they have their own kingdom and she's most definitely the queen. I love every bit of that. But she loves him just as much. He's her king. She honors and protects him. You know what I mean? So they equally have that for each other. And I love that. That masculine feminine energy is amazing. But when it was like you don't want a marriage like them, I kind of got stuck because I was like, well, yes, I do. And it was like, well, maybe I don't. Because there are some things that I don't like in their marriage, but that's just them. That has nothing to do with me, which will be true. I wouldn't want it to be exactly like that. for example, they just do everything together. And I can do things alone. Like I have friends, I can hang with you, I can hang with your friends, or I don't have to hang with your friends. But for my parents, it's just them. I never really see outside worlds. It's them against the world. And I have lots of friends. I have lots of family. I'm just a people person, so mine would be a little bit different. So I was just like, okay. And then the next one is just giving you a little bit more information about the wheel. So the wheel is divided into 12 parts. And then you can divide it a little bit more into 12 houses. And then you can divide it a little bit more into 12 zodiacs. And it goes counterclockwise. So I used to read it the wrong way. Now I know, thanks to this class, that it is counterclockwise. Because you would just think to go, the right way. But that's not how it works. So there's 360 degrees in the zodiac. It's a full circle. And each zodiac has a degree of 30 degrees. You can divide the zodiac a little bit more into 4 hemispheres. So you have the northern, southern, eastern, and western. So the northern is the lower half of the chart. And the southern is the upper half of the chart. So I would have had that wrong already. You would think north is north and south is south. And then the eastern is the left half of the chart. And the western is the right half. So everything that you know about directions, just flip it. North is south and east is west. That's just how it is. And then you can divide it a little bit more into the ascendant, which is your rising, your first house. The ascendant is the sign rising on the eastern horizon at dawn. And the descendant is the 7th house. It is the sign descending on the western horizon at dusk. And it says both are very important aspects of your chart. All right, so there starts to be more that you can break down. And we're going to do elements. So there's fire, earth, air, and water. We all know this, right? But in the zodiac world, fire represents passion and creation. And the fire signs on the zodiac are Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. And earth is foundation and stability. And the earth signs are Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. And air is communication and how it flows. Air signs are Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. Libra. Then water is emotions and information. And the water signs are Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. I just want to pause right there. I am not a master of zodiacs. I'm learning and sharing, that is my calling. I figured out what my purpose is in life. I hope everybody figures out what theirs is. But I don't just share for myself and keep. I'm going to pass this stuff down for my generation. My grandmother's grandmother didn't pass shit down. My grandma didn't pass anything down. My mom didn't pass anything down. I'll be the first one in my lineage to actually pass something down. Matter of fact, it's a show on Amazon Prime called Good Omen, Bad Omen. And within that story, there's multiple stories, but one is a witch. I'm not scared of that word anymore either. I'll talk about that later. I'm not scared of any word. You could be whatever you want to be. Names basically define what you can do, and witches basically can heal themselves. Why don't we call doctors witches? Like, you just have to be careful with names and don't be scared of them and do your own research. So you mean tell me because she could pick up an aloe plant and heal a burn, she's a witch? And they used to kill these people back in the day, but now we send them to school and we send them to school now when that could have been passed down from the grandmother for free. We send them to school, make them do an oath. They have so much student debt, and they're only taught so much, not really how to heal yourself, but how to self-medicate yourself that will force you to come back. So you are a serial patient. You're going to continue to come back, and they're not called witches. Like, I don't know. Again, that's another subject. But she had a book where she wrote down different things that would happen in the future. And I thought it was so interesting. Like, I might not be able to write down what can happen in the future, but I want to write down stuff that I feel like they should know that can help them on their journey. Whether they believe in this or call it BS, I just want them to read over it and put it in their heart, mind, and soul. And I think information is seeds. And as long as you plant them seeds, they're going to grow. And when it's time to eat, you'll be able to eat it. I'd rather plant a seed and have it growing for me to have an apple one day than to need an apple later in life and never have planted that seed, never had that tree grow, and now I'm just shit out of luck. You know what I mean? Okay. So I am a Libra. I do feel like I don't feel like communication flows. When I first meet people, like people on my job, they say, oh, you're so quiet, you don't have to talk about it, you just come home and go. I don't think I communicate well, but here I am on this podcast. Here I am about to write books. Here I am about to do a YouTube. Like, here I am, like, communicating. It just blows my fucking mind. And my sister broke it down for me. She said, it's not that you don't communicate well. She said, when you are at work, you are communicating shit that you really don't care about, basically. She was like, stuff that you are forced to learn. So when you regurgitate it, you don't have as much passion. She was like, now put you in a field with things that you love and adore, it just comes naturally. Like, have you ever heard people say, like, even in the past, even in the preacher world, they'll say, I just get up there and the Spirit leads me. I get what they're saying. It just comes so natural. They might be like, I can't believe I just said that. Like when I was just telling y'all about the telephone at the beginning, that just came out of me before I looked down and read this from my iPad. Like, oh my God. So when it's in you and it's your passion or whatever, I think everybody has a gift. You just have to make room for your gift. If I would have never... I'm trying to think of what sparked this in me. Something sparked all of these ideas. I have to sit down and think of the moment, but something sparked all of these ideas, and I remember I did my vision board. It was something. Maybe my credit relate. That's what it was. My credit specialist lady, Whitney, she is a mom. She has real estate business now. She does credit repair. She does taxes. She's a freaking wife. Did I say mom? Because I don't know how you moms do it. She has to take time for herself. She's constantly learning other things. I'm pretty sure there's a lot of other things up her sleeve. And I was like, what? You mean tell me I don't have to just do one thing? Because on my jobs, after a year, I get bored. Every job I've ever had, I probably left after a year. I'm not going to do this shit every day that I already don't learn. Y'all got to give me something else, another position, something. Like I'm bored. Thankfully, I'm in a role now where every year they're going to give you, even before the year's up, you're learning something new. They need you to be able to handle some other lines, and it works fine for me. Multitask, like you just got to keep me busy. That's how my whole life is. I don't just want to podcast. I want to write books. I don't just want to write books. I want to do YouTube. I just don't want to do YouTube. I want to do blogs. I don't just want to blog. I want to do credit repair. I want to do travel agent. I want to do real estate. Like, it's so many things I want to do, and I wasn't doing it. I wasn't making room for my gift. So I'm glad that I bumped into her. I'm glad that sparked my energy, and I kid you guys not, my brother is an amazing cook. My uncles cook. My dad cook. My brother cook. The cooking fairy skipped over my ass, but okay. My sister's cook. I said all that to say he has his own cooking business. He has a full-time job, other little jobs, family and kids. Brother has 4 kids. He's in a position of making room for his dream, for his vision. He has to get some things out of the way so that he can cook full-time. I think we all have to do that. And it's scary because sometimes you'll have to say, do I want to work or, and know that this money is coming? Or do I want to quit and probably have much more money than I can ever imagine? Because when you do what your passion is telling you what to do, I think the money comes to you faster. Because how risky is it to say, all right, creator, I'm going to do what you put me here to do, but you got to take care of me now. Like, it's hard. That's faith at 100%. That is hard to do. And I think so many little people do it, and that's why it's not everybody isn't billionaires. I think if everybody did it, we would. And not to say money is nothing but energy. It's nothing but your talent. We think of money as, no. Let's think of it this way. If money is your talent, if money is your gift, let's say you wrote one book and you sold one book, let's say for $3. But when we have talents and gifts, we don't just do it once. We do it on the mass production. So you put that book on Kindle, KDP, Kindle Direct Publishing, Amazon, Apple iBooks, wherever. Print them out. And one person is just not going to buy that book. Thanks to the internet, it's not just going to be America. It's going to be Canada. It's going to be Africa, Europe, Australia. You know what I mean? China. So why would you only make $3? Why we don't look at it like that? It's my gift and it's my talent and I'm sending it to the world. It has to come back. It's like a boomerang. It has to come back to me. I gave my gift to the world. It has to come back to me. And I'm almost at that point. Like, y'all should see what I be posting on my Facebook. Like, better take a mental break. FMLA is there for a reason. I literally am trying to hold on. But I am going to take FMLA for 2 months. And I have been under so much stress. I'm going to blog about it because everything ain't all peachy keen. I'm not a fake person. There's highs and there's lows. And everyone knows this. And I don't mind sharing them. I just like to give you the complete story. Because when I'm down, I'm down. And when I'm up, I'm up. I just want to give you a full story so it'll be from beginning to end versus because that's where I feel like I'm at right now. But I say all of that to say I'm at the point now to where I think I'm going to take my 2 months off and just breathe, clear my mind, stress, like get everything in order because I don't want to work for the rest of my life. And everybody's not supposed to be doing what you're doing. But everybody should be doing what they're supposed to be doing. And if you're supposed to be on this job for 8 hours for the rest of your life, then do it. But I honestly don't think that's what you're supposed to be doing. I don't know if you're supposed to be a teacher. I don't know if you're supposed to be a cook. I don't know if you're supposed to open up your own hair salon. I don't know if you're supposed to do homeschool. I don't know if you're supposed to be creating the newest car or gadget or beats or singer or rapper or dancer. Whatever your talent is, and it comes when you're a kid. Think back to what you was doing as a kid. Because I used to line up my little teddy bears and teach to them. And I love dance, and I'm going to get back into that because me and my sister used to sit around and create dances. And I kept up with it for a little bit, like I did dance in church and I did cheerleading, but I dropped it. But I can look at So You Think I Can Dance, and I have so much joy doing that. Used to sing with my uncle. He had a studio. Used to sing in a choir. I'll get in the shower right now, anybody who know me, and I'm singing. That brings me joy. When I sing, my whole body feels those notes, and I feel happy. When I dance, I feel happy. Me and my homegirls like to go to the club. I am happy. Anybody worried about somebody buying me a drink or dancing? Try to dance on me. The music and the dance, that's the two of them together. That makes me happy. Who knows? Maybe I'm supposed to be a singer. Maybe I'm supposed to be in the studio doing stuff. But it's coming because I have an app on my phone and I sing. I have a friend that does beats, and I'm gonna buy me a mic, and who knows? Y'all just stay tuned for that. Who knows? I know I gotta learn how to write because you make more, not even about the money though, but I want to write what's important to me. I don't want you to give me a story behind me singing. I might not care that Harry left, and I'm up here singing Harry left. So I gotta get the writing part, which I think I'm doing that now by all this other writing that I'm doing. All right, so sorry y'all, I be getting off topic. Then we have modalities. So these are still with the zodiacs. So they are cardinal, fixed, and mutable. Cardinal, its job is to initiate change. They are the leaders, which ushers in the different seasons. Aries brings in spring. Cancer brings in summer. Libra brings in fall. And Capricorn brings in winter. There's a lot of different ways you can look at this. I thought this was so beautiful because I'm a Libra. I love fall. If you never even told me my birthday was in October or that I'm a Libra, when I see those orange, yellow, red leaf, brown leaves, and it's not even here because I stay in Florida. We don't really see all that. But when I look at the shows from New York and, up north, I love all those colors. It just put the biggest smile on my face. And I love how it's like a mixture of cold and hot. Not too cold, not too hot. It's like just right. But I could think of it that way. As a Libra, it says they are leaders, which ushers in different seasons. Do you know I just completed my master's from Liberty University in executive leadership? It was business administration. I switched it. I could not pass the accounting class. So there's only one difference between business administration and leadership, and that was the accounting. So I did switch it. Let me say that again. They are leaders, which ushers in different seasons. Do you know I was so mad when I finished that class? It was like, it's a master's in executive leadership, right? You can't be taught how to be a leader. You're born as a leader. I'm like, so y'all charging me how much to tell me that I can't be a leader? But in actuality, it's something that I'm born as, which means you just heightened my leadership ability because it was already in me. And when I think back on my life, I don't think I ever was like a follower just because somebody was doing something I wanted to do it. I remember a lot of my friends were dating. I wasn't there yet. I was still on my Sims. So that's exactly what I did. A lot of my friends, started to lose their virginity. I still have mine. Oh, well, I'm waiting to marriage. And then somewhere along the line, you do change for yourself, but it was never because so-and-so is doing it. My friends used to smoke and drink. I wasn't part of the DARE group. I was like the square of the group. Like, no drugs, no. But now I smoke and drink. Like, I don't let somebody tell me what to do. One thing about me, I'm going to do what I want to do. Not because you said I want to do it. And that was a problem growing up because parents tell you to do this. That's not what you want to do. And it's hard because you're in a child place and they are feeding and clothing you. So against your own will, you're doing it. That's always been hard for me. Even now, like at the job, at call centers, they be tripping me out because you want me to say it that way, but I'm not a robot. I'm a human. And nobody got to say all of that just to get the point across. You know what I mean? So if a survey come up, you got to read the script. Your account has been selected for a survey. Anonymous survey. It'll take you less than 8 minutes to complete. Do you want to complete the survey? Yes or no? Nobody has to say all of that. Okay, your account has a survey. Would you like to take it? All right, have a good day. Why have to be all of that? Did I not just say the same thing? So that has been my problem in life. Like, even when... And sometimes it's to a fault. Because you could say, girl, I don't think he's no good for you. Well, I think he's good for me. So I'm going to write it out and see. See who's right. And 9 times out of 10, they right. But it's not. I guess I want to make the decision for me. Because at the end of the day, I don't want to say, I left him because of you. You told me to leave him. No, at the end of the day, it's going to be my final decision because I got to live with it. So, and I be telling people these days, I be like, own your shit. Like, I'm the number one, like, own it. You did what you did, eat your consequences. Like, I used to get like, one time I went to the movies to see Spider-Man. Everybody thought I was up to no good. Y'all, I'm in there. Y'all know Spider-Man was long as fucking fuck. So, it was a late movie, and it was late. They around here thinking I'm hunching. Last thing on my mind, I done printed out stuff to FSU. I'm trying to get a ride to FSU. Nobody think about that. But, so parents pick me up. Cousins talking about you out here being grown. Me and my cousins were mean to me growing up. That's going to be another podcast. I just remember being picked on all the time. I don't remember getting no little cousin love. My mama really didn't talk to me about stuff. My sister gave me everything that I know. They could have, gave me some women tips too. That's why I try to do so much with my little ones now. When people be like, oh, I don't know the answers, I wasn't raised like that, that's bullshit. Everything that happened to me, I just flip it. My cousins wasn't really in my life, I'm going to try to be in my cousin's life. How simple is that? I don't know the answers either, but I know what I'm not going to do. But long story short, I wasn't being grown. I was literally at the movies. And I knew I was going to get in trouble anyway, so I tried to stay. My sister kept calling me, so I left. But I was going to stay. Like, if I'm going to get a beating, let's make it a good one. So I said all of that to say, I don't think the signs are literal. I don't think you just should read. They are leaders, and they use, and they usher in different seasons. It's not even about the fucking seasons. The point is they're leaders, and they bring change. In my life, I went vegan. Ask my family now. Everybody got copper pots now. Stainless steel pots, drinking almond milk. Like, maybe I have to be the one to bust through the door, and then I be wanting everybody to run with me, but they're going to come when they want to come. I just need to make sure I bust down the door. So I kind of get it now. So the next one is fixed. The fixed job is to maintain the seasons, to concentrate energy, and solidify ideas. And then mutable job is to prepare for transitioning to the next season. Communication, flexibility, and destruction. And I know I got to go back and change that because I didn't put the signs under there. But I have a map. So the fixed signs are Scorpio, Leo, Taurus, and Aquarius. And the mutable signs are Sagittarius, Virgo, Gemini, and Pisces. So, let me see if I know a fixed sign. My sister is a Scorpio. She is very fixed. If she's not your friend no more, you can dead that. Y'all will never be friends ever again. And it's bad because my sister's a Scorpio. My best friend's a Scorpio. She's the same way. Now, she's a little different because she'll give her friends a little window. When they fuck up again, she cut that rope. Goodbye. Me, I look at my friends as sisters. We fight and we might talk for a year. We might talk next year. It is what it is. You change. What's up now? Like, I just feel like we grew up. We went through so much stuff. We can have differences. And if you feel like you don't need to be talking to me for a minute, that's fine. Well, I ain't do nothing malicious like have a baby with your baby daddy. So it's not the end of the world. Calm down, simmer down, and we'll connect when we connect. So that's true. Them darn fixed signs are fixed as hell. Okay, and then mutable. Do I know a mutable sign? Gemini, my mom. So prepare for transition to the next season. Communication, flexibility, and destruction. Yes, my mom's a great communicator. She has been transitioning a lot. Let me see who else. Mutable. Pisces. Oh, my dad. Maybe that's why they get along so well. See, it's deeper than love and sex, y'all. Maybe that's why they get along so well. Who else is mutable? Sagittarius. I don't know a Sagittarius. And I start with home. I might not know all the signs, but I know people in my life. I feel like we are solar systems. Like, you're the sun, and there's other planets and stuff revolving around you. Back to that quote, as above, so below. So, I just kind of look at the people in my circle and observe. And now I'm gonna start writing this down so that when I'm at work, because we get to know the people's birthdays when they call in, I'll know how to address them. Because some people are short, some people are snippy, some people are slow, and you never know who's coming through that line. And we have to be like chameleons and fit the person to be able to handle the call. And I'd be frustrated. So I think that'll kind of help me. Then you have gender principles, and this was something new. I never knew signs had a gender. But of course, there's female energy and masculine energy, and this was odd to me. Female energy is negative, and masculine energy is positive. And I don't know why in my mind I would want to flip that. I don't know, but I'll tell you a little bit more about it. It says, every alternating sign is male or female, starting with Aries as masculine. The masculine signs are linear energies. They are outgoing and assertive. They push, pursue, and assert themselves. They go after what they want. They speak their minds, and they prefer offense to defense. The feminine side, on the other hand, are receptive and magnetic. They are circular energies. They hold, absorb, and pull in energy. They attract rather than pursue. They wait to see what will happen. So I want to go to my sign. I'm a Libra. And Libras are, it says starting with the Aries. So let me go to Aries. Masculine, feminine. I thought I had a map of that. I'm sorry, I was looking at my pictures because I thought I had a map of that. But I don't. So I'll just do them one by one. Aries, masculine, feminine, masculine, feminine, masculine, feminine, masculine. So I'm masculine. So linear energies, outgoing and assertive. I am outgoing. They push, pursue, and assert themselves. That's probably been my problem. I need to find me a magnetic partner, because two people pursuing obviously ain't working. They go after what they want. Absolutely. They speak their minds. No doubt about it. They prefer offense to defense. I always go for the little guy. But then again, I see both sides of everything. But that was cool. And this concludes today's conversation. Thanks a million for listening. You can reach me on other social media platforms at www.linktr.ee/LUV.MEESH www.linktree/love.meesh. I hope you have a better than great day. Love you. Talk to you later. Mwah. Bye.